Hey guys, welcome back to Golden Aesthetics. This is Artemus. Thank you so much for subscribing to my channel. Thank you so much for leaving all your comments, all your feedback. I sincerely appreciate you guys. Your support is amazing. Your support is inspiring to me, and because of you guys I can do things that I do and truly enjoy my life. I really appreciate it, guys. Because of you I can do things that I love. Wasn't out with the videos lately. The content was a little shitty because I was working on Golden Aesthetics clothing line, and it's gonna hit the stores very soon. I got new pieces that are coming, and they are very different from what you used to see in the fitness world. They are really amazing. They're awesome. They have their own feel and own style, and I'm really happy because we're going to be able to represent us, our own ideas, our own philosophy of the sport, and our own way of thinking, which is pretty cool, I think. And I wanted to say thank you for purchasing our tank tops and our raglans and representing us all around the world. You are guys a part of the change, and I'm really happy to see that you are hitting the vacuum poses and you do classic posing at your gyms. And thank you so much for tagging me in your photos. I'm really enjoying seeing this, and I don't think we're gonna change the bodybuilding stage at this moment, but we're gonna be able to create a platform that's gonna help to create a huge amount of athletes that have those physiques, and then there is going to be a demand on stage, and this is how it's going to happen. I wanted to talk today about steroids. Yes, anabolic steroids. A lot of people go like, now, fuck. Yes, anabolic steroids. It's a taboo in the sport. Not a lot of people talk about it, and a lot of people are claiming natural that I'm truly not, which is none of my business. I've turned pro naturally. I was 167 pounds. Yes, I used a diuretic for that. However, it wasn't made to build muscle. It took me a lot of nutrition and a lot of training efforts to get myself dialed in, and I actually had nice help, and I turned pro naturally. Yes, and it wasn't easy. It was hard, but it worked. So what I'm trying to say is, if you're 16, you're 17, you're 18, you don't know fucking what bodybuilding is all about. Even if you're 22 or 23 years old, you still don't know what bodybuilding is all about. You still don't know what the nutrition is all about. You still don't know how to use the training techniques and how to use certain nutrients to advance and get through the plateau. I'm gonna give you my own opinion on stuff and what I think about steroids. So what you're gonna hear is just solely my opinion, and if you don't like it, if you don't agree with it, that's cool with me. I'm just gonna share with you my piece of knowledge and my piece of experience, so you can benefit from it and not make mistakes and not get yourself in trouble and get hurt or get messed up and never reach your potential. So when you're 18 or you're 16, you're thinking about steroids, I would say no, absolutely don't even think about this, because you're completely underestimating your potential. And let's say if you start training in 16 and you're so impatient to look like this guy or look like that guy, and you're gonna take stuff, so you're gonna get to the point where you want to get maybe a year earlier if you do everything right, if you do everything right. But if you're gonna spend 2 years of training and you're still gonna get there, what's the point of taking stuff if you're that young? Why would you blow up your potential? Why would you undermine your potential if you can get there naturally? So if you're not competing, if you're not doing bodybuilding as a job, as a career, as something that pays you bills, no, don't risk your health. Even if you're fucking 23 years old, don't risk your health just to look good. You can look good with training nice, with training with high intensity, high volume. You can eat clean, you can eat efficient diet that you worked out through the years and you know exactly what works for your body. You can look great, and you can look amazing for girls, you can look amazing for men's physique stage, even for bodybuilding stage. If there is in no way I'm recommending you to use stuff, in no way I'm telling you to use stuff when you're 23 or 24, but I think it's more of a proper age to do it, because mentally you already know what you want from life in some way. And you have a stable job, or you should have a stable job, and you already decided what your career is going to be like, and then you can take the risk. Then a lot of kids that are getting to these things, they underestimating the negative side effects that anabolic steroids have. not only on your body, on your mentality, on your brain, and the way you perceive life, and the way you communicate with people, and the way you achieve things in life. Your character changes. So by the age of 23, 24, you're more of an established person, and you're a little bit more stable, and you have you at least should be stable. I'm against using steroids for people that are below that age entirely, even if they compete in bodybuilding or if they can compete in man's physique. As I said, in man's physique, you don't have to look huge, and if you need to use steroids to get big to qualify for man's physique, then you're doing something really wrong, because to the size that is acceptable and winning trophies at the men's physique stage, you don't need to use steroids. As I said, I turned pro naturally. I didn't juice. I was 167 pounds, and I was natural. And I'm 30 years old right now. I started training when I was 6. Of course, I had long breaks, and I've been on and off, but I've been natural for a very, very, very long time. And I started experimenting with different things a year ago. So I took my time to develop myself, and I think that's why my physique is the way it is, because I didn't juice, because I didn't abuse gear, and I was able to stay healthy throughout the years, and I was able to push my potential. And now that I can explore a whole lot more, and I'm literally looking forward to where I can go from now, because I'm just getting mature, and I explored most of my potential, even though nobody knows where it is and where it ends. It's all about excuses, I think. So as I said, when you're that young, you don't need to use stuff. When you just want to compete in men's physique and you want to do a show, and you're over 24 and you consider like, okay, this is what I'm gonna do. This is for me, and you think that bodybuilding is gonna be a life or whatnot. In that case, you should actually talk to someone that has experience, someone that knows his stuff, someone that's been through the shows, someone that looks healthy, and someone that in his older ages, because he already knows what side effects and how to avoid those side effects of different things. So you should have a good coach. You should have a good mentor that's gonna guide you, that's gonna help you. Don't just rely simply on forums and what you read on internet. Some of that stuff absolutely has doesn't make no sense, because people that are using this shit are people like you that have absolutely zero knowledge, and they have shitty physique, and they would share with you and tell you how to do and how to run stuff. And I think it's not a right way of doing it. And if you're doing it the wrong way, if you're buying shit online and you don't know what you're getting and you're gonna put in your body, or you're gonna ask a friend of yours that's also 18 and has pimples all over his face to pin your ass. So you guys both are in a very, very bad position, because if something goes wrong, you're gonna be fucked, and that's gonna cost a lot of money to fix you. I know cases like that, so I speak from experiences of people that I've met and people that I've seen. So you just have to be smart about what you do. As I said, you gotta have a mentor. So don't read stuff online. Though if you see a pro, you can take an advice from him. But again, it always has to be under supervision of the doctor. You always have to you gotta go through regular blood checks, and you have to have a doctor that's gonna track your hormones. The doctors are gonna see what your liver enzymes are and so forth. You have to be smart about this. If you want be long in this business and you want to be long in the sport, you have to be smart and you have to take care of your health. As I said, my standpoint at steroids, no, you shouldn't take them unless bodybuilding is going to be your job. Just like you took a look at the pro athletes that compete on a high level, even NBA or football players, they're using stuff, they're using steroids because they compete on that level. But again, they can afford to pay for their checkups. They can afford a doctor, they can afford frequent tests, and they can afford to be under supervision, not one doctor, but panel of doctors. So they manage to stay healthy and they manage to perform on that level. And another thing, if you're spending your last penny on a chicken and powder, and you're buying a completely fucked up quality of gear, you're already losing. Because bodybuilding shouldn't put you in a position where you have to struggle. Bodybuilding should feed you. Bodybuilding has to be a tool that creates something greater than muscles. So I look at this from that standpoint, that if this is what you're doing for the career, then you can take that risk. If not, if you just want to do it and you want to look great, I would recommend you not to do it. And if you already got into it and you're already on it, and you don't know what you're doing, I recommend you to get in touch with a mentor and someone that knows. There are people at the gyms, there are pros at the gyms, there are coaches online where you can reach out and ask them the questions that you need to ask. And as I said, there are guys that cost expensive, but those are the guys that know their shit. Again, you gotta look at their history of competing. You gotta look at the how old they are, how healthy they look. As I said, I'm completely against this stuff. However, if you do it, you gotta do it smart, and you have to do it under the supervision. As for the guys that do compete in men's physique, and you guys want to gain size, I'm telling you, this is not the sport. This is not the stage to do it. Men's physique doesn't need that. You can push yourself naturally. There are a lot of guys that that they would go on gear just to look great, and they end up looking awful because they don't know what they're doing. When you're taking stuff, your nutrition has to be even more on point. Your training has to be even more on point. Your rest has to be even more on point. Everything has to be on point, because a lot of guys would take stuff and they would drink on the weekends and they would party and they would fucking eat dirty. They don't know what they're doing. They would train so-so. There is absolutely no excuse for these dudes. And if you guys one of those, you're an idiot. You shouldn't be doing that. So this is my standpoint on steroids. This is my standpoint on anabolics. If you guys are doing it, don't be 16, don't be 18, don't be 21. You have to be at least 23, 24 years of age, and you have to have bodybuilding as a career. So always explore your potential, always push yourself harder, always work harder, be smart, be intelligent, and take care of your health. And then you will have a lot of years in bodybuilding, and you're going to be able to achieve the physique that you want. This is pretty much it for this. And if you guys have some more questions, you can ask me in my comments on my Instagram, on YouTube, or you can email me, and I will try to respond to all of you. If you guys don't get a response right away, don't be mad. I'm pretty busy. So in my next videos, I'm going to talk more about nutrition, about training, about my stance in bodybuilding, what Golden Aesthetics is going to be about. But they wanted to say thank you to the athletes. They've been inquiring about the sponsorship with Golden Aesthetics. At the moment, the company just started, and I'm taking step by step. And I do have already a wonderful team of athletes that are going to represent Golden Aesthetics with the way they look, the way they train, the way they portray themselves, the way they talk. They're really awesome and charismatic individuals, and I will make probably a separate video about them. I'm going to introduce them. Meanwhile, you can find them on my Instagram, and as soon as I get more established as a brand, I'll be able to accept more people and sponsor more guys, and hopefully we're gonna create this really powerful trend that's gonna be felt even on IFBB pro level with old school aesthetics. So thank you guys again for subscribing, for checking out my videos. If you have questions, as I said, ask them, and till next time, thank you so much. This is Artemus.